Hello lovely people and welcome to the trail leg whip round drill. This drill I would say is a highly dynamically correspondent drill for sprint hurdlers and possibly 400 meter hurdlers to help them speed up the movement of their trail leg over the hurdle. Here in this video we see a bunch of guys we took out to Portugal, all at very different stages of learning concerning this drill, so that's really good for us to learn from. Effectively, we are really looking for that speed of the trail leg as the outcome, but there are many parts of this drill that need to be executed perfectly to make sure that that trail leg is not only fast, but also effective upon landing. Okay, so briefly let's explain the drill. You are standing on your trail leg with your lead leg already bent hanging over the end of a small hurdle in front of you. Right? The idea is, with your lead arm already out in your preferred position, is to whip your trail leg around so fast that it comes out in front of you in the running position before your lead leg touches the floor. Essentially, the drill seems quite simple, but there are a lot of factors here that we need to look for to make sure that it is effective and dynamically correspondent for our hurdlers. To try to keep things simple, I've made a list of the factors that I think are most important for this drill. Okay, so here they are. Got them all? Have a little read? Alright, sweet. Let's go from the top. Okay, trunk stability is at the top of the list for a very simple reason. Effectively, hurdling is just modified running. It's not a jump event. You're trying to go as fast as you can in one direction and just over stuff. So effectively, if your trunk ends up twisting, that probably means that your hips are going to end up going in a funny place. And therefore on landing, you're going to be facing the wrong way. You want to make sure that everything is still in one straight line as you come off the hurdle. So in this instance, trunk stability can mean one of two things. Either that you maintain your hips facing forwards along with your chest, or that if they do twist, that you make sure that they are landing facing forwards. Right. Well, the next bit is about the positioning and shape of the trail leg as it goes over the hurdle, as well as the shape of it after the hurdle. Really, you're looking for this thing to be as fast as possible, and that means creating the leg in the shortest lever you possibly can. This means as you're pulling the trail leg through and round, you want to have that foot as close to your bum as you can, getting the gastrocnemius touching the hamstring as much as possible and then keeping it there. A real issue is as people bring that trail leg around, they let the foot creep away from them, elongating that lever, putting a lot of strain onto the hip joint as well as slowing down the movement. But then, when you get over the hurdle, you still want to maintain that position because that's a drive position to put power back into the floor and run off the hurdle. If you've opened up that lever as you go over, you're not going to be able to put that power down. So keep that trail leg really, really tight. Keep the heel really tight into the bum. A very similar point is the movement pattern of the trail leg. I've added this as a separate point because I find that athletes often over-egg their trail leg. They do too big a movement, they bring it up too high upon landing. This way, having the smaller hurdles allows you to ever so slightly simulate the anterior tilt at the hips as you go over the hurdle, just like you would over the flight in normal sprinting, but not having to sprint. So it allows athletes to really feel what is the most economical path for that trail knee to be brought through it. The arm movement during this drill is identical to what we are after during a normal flight hurdle. Really, you're looking for that lead arm to be countering the rotational forces of the trail leg as it comes through. So that arm will come out to the side a little bit. How far that happens is really up to how strong you are in your trunk. Maybe your arms need to move a little bit more to compensate for a lack of trunk control, or you bring them through harder to really whip that trail leg knee round more to get that neurological stimulus. The balance and posture upon landing section of this drill is really about how well we're going to be running off the hurdle. What we want is your centre of mass to be as high as possible upon landing, and also shifting slightly forwards. We can see that a lot of these athletes are still learning and they're landing quite flat-footed. Other more skilled athletes are lifting their hips and shifting them forward, so they end up almost falling but reacting onto their trail foot immediately after the drill. Finally, we have foot placement. If you're highly skilled at this drill, when you're on the floor, you will always be on the balls of your feet with them facing directly forwards. If they have turned ever so slightly to the side, this could indicate a weakness in the hips or a lack of rotational control over the hurdle. Okay, to finish us off, really good timing. We have our girl in blue here giving us a really good demonstration of it. So yeah, see you later.